Sunny starter party. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this your boy Raskun.
Yes, who's back?
Exactly. It's finally.
Yeah, finally.
Finally.
Yeah,
Raskun is back.
Unfortunately, I'm kidding.
Just kidding.
The show's quality is about to go down. I'm kidding.
Excuse me, it
I'm
was like
kidding.
that when I was host. Like, no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
Hide your kids.
Hide your
wives. Raskun is here to give you a fright.
Oh!
Alright, so with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we've got some exciting topics for you guys tonight. As I've said on my Instagram page, we have a segment dedicated to covering Spider-Man Homecoming. But that's just not the only topic. We're going to be covering other topics as well, such as covering the settings of dystopia, utopia, and
Settings of things.
settings of different things. So with that being said, I know the energy here is buzzing, so let's just get to the first topic, which is Spider-Man Homecoming. I promise my friend I won't spoil it. I'll try
Yes,
my,
don't,
I'll
please.
try my
Don't
best.
spoil it. No spoilers.
Alright, let's
I
go.
haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, it's relatively new, so yeah, no spoilers.
Next week we can go spoilers if you want.
Oh yeah, for sure. Next week, full on spoilers.
We can do a spoiler talk next
on
week.
May, covering her everything.
Yeah.
Just have to
But
pirate
okay.
So,
So with that being said,
Okay.
let's go to Spider-Man Homecoming.
Okay.
So
You guys go into just.
yeah.
How was it, first of all?
I loved it. It was amazing.
Of course, Spider Bro loves it.
No, but this time I can actually genuinely say that it was truly amazing. Cause like with the last two movies, like Amazing
Oh, yeah.
Spider-Man was meh.
And then Amazing Spider-Man 2 was Spider-Man 3 all over again.
Like,
You know what? Quick question. Which is worse, Amazing Spider-Man 2 or Spider-Man 3?
That's a hard
Oh.
That's a tough question.
Yeah,
Mainly
I
because I
watched
haven't watched both movies in a while. I mean, like, Amazing Spider-Man 3 I've watched more than once, so it's more than it's stuck in my head for a bit. But like Amazing Spider-Man 2, I'd say maybe Amazing Spider-Man 2 because
Yeah.
it was better to look at in a
I
sense.
agree with you on that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Spider-Man 2, yeah, the Amazing Spider-Man 2 was better visually, I think.
Yeah,
But-
and not to mention they like in Spider-Man 3 they screwed up my favorite Marvel villain. So like
Ooh, Venom or
Yeah.
Sandman?
Venom.
Sandman's your favorite?
Venom.
Sandman's cool too.
Yeah, Sandman's cool.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, this thing also,
like-
Sandman, because in Spider-Man 2, Sandman was kind of underutilized. Three. He was underutilized, and yeah, I don't even know. I think Spider-Man 3 was worse than the Amazing Spider-Man 2.
They both suffer from too many villains.
Yeah.
That, but also at least Amazing Spider-Man 2 had a focus. Electro was mainly throughout.
Yeah.
In Spider-Man 3, Sandman is at the start and he kind of goes away, and then Venom comes in, and then Sandman comes back at the end, and you have Venom, and the Goblin comes in somewhere.
Yeah, he's
So like,
he's
it's kind of like a jumble in
I
Spider-Man.
I don't think too many. Okay, in that case, yeah, too many villains is the problem. But for me personally, who wants to see the Sinister Six in a future movie, I feel like.
Yeah, they were hyping that in the after
It's
the
not gonna
Amazing
happen.
Spider-Man 2.
Yeah,
at
it's
the end
not
of the
gonna-
Amazing
I wanna
Spider-Man
s-
2, they're like teasing Sinister Six clearly, and I'm just like, nah.
Yeah, but like I want to see that in a future movie. So like I feel like in Spider-Man 3's case, yeah, too many villains is a problem in the sense they didn't use them properly. But I feel like
Yeah.
done right, they definitely could.
Okay, so villains in this movie then.
Yeah.
Good.
So,
Homecoming.
we-
Okay, yeah,
all agree
Vulture was really
Amazing
good.
Spider-Man 2 and Spider-Man 3, they share the same problem of having too many villains.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My
not
two
using
cents though, I actually think Amazing Spider-Man 2 is the worst one of the two.
Really?
I'd say, for me it was a bit rewarding to see, what's the name, that guy, James Franco.
James Franco? Yeah, Harry.
Oh, Harry Osborn.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it was just a bit rewarding because for the last two movies, we've been seeing these guys, you know, they're best friends, and then suddenly, you know, he becomes the bad guy, you know.
Yeah.
And it was,
Oh, yeah.
it was a bit satisfying as a villain. you
Yeah,
know.
but although I don't remember very much of Spider-Man 3, but I recall it being kind of abrupt,
Yep.
sort of, and then he just kind of shows up as the Goblin, and I think he shows up as the Goblin like partway through, and Spider-Man doesn't know who he is, and then Spider-Man finds out who the Goblin is at the end.
No.
I said I don't remember. I don't remember how it works.
It's not. It wasn't like
It wasn't like
he
that.
showed up at the beginning. They fight each other.
And then there's
Okay.
a common enemy that they fight, they unite against.
I know
Yeah.
I know at the end they fight
Together.
together against like Venom Sandman thing,
yeah.
and I think he dies.
Yep.
Yeah, he dies.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's the other thing I don't understand. And the first movie, we had this focus of like, we find out that this guy that killed his uncle, it It was that guy. It was the
Yeah.
robber in the elevator. But then in Spider-Man 3, oh no, you're wrong. It's some other guy. I honestly thought it didn't make sense. Why would that be the focus? It doesn't make sense.
And I think what they're trying to do is that like trying to like add a bit more of a struggle to Peter in a sense because like well they want to see like oh wait he thought like he caught the guy and then he finds out oh the guy's still out there and then just like
So a bit off topic, but let's
Right.
stay on topic.
Okay,
So
That's the point of the show.
Spider-Man
Off topic.
Homecoming.
I loved it.
For me, I think let's start with the positives. For me, I think it was like a fresh vibe. Like immediately, when I started watching the movie, there's like a fresh way of storytelling. You
Yeah.
have this guy like just telling a story of him vlogging everything.
Oh yeah.
It felt very fresh.
I
I've
think that
never
was a bit
seen
of a
that before.
That wasn't really a spoiler.
And there was no Uncle Ben introductions. Thank
Yeah.
God.
Mhm.
Thank
Yeah.
God.
This wasn't an origin story.
It's not
Yeah,
an origin.
no origin
That's
story.
the one thing I've heard.
It was
It's not origin.
It
There's
is
no
not
origin.
an origin story.
Yeah.
That's
At all.
good. That's good. That's really
And also,
good.
I felt like the villain for me for the first time, the villain was very unique.
Yeah.
The
I really liked
the
him.
villain, like every time in a Marvel movie, you always have this guy wanting to take over the world or
the
just
universe.
destroy the universe. But now you have a villain. His motivation is very understandable. You know,
Yeah, he's just trying to get
he's just
by.
angry at the elites, the 1%.
He just wants to get by.
Yeah. He just wants to like do his like illegal crime work. Just a regular like a crime guy
Yeah.
doing his thing, like an average Joe guy.
Yeah. And like yeah, that's
That felt
definitely-
very fresh.
that's
And
def-
also that twist.
Yo,
They're not
that
gonna
twist!
say- yeah.
That twist threw
Oh
me
my
off course. I'm
God,
just like,
yeah.
what?
Everybody in the theaters was like,
just
what
like,
the
what?
hell? What the hell?
Yo!
Okay, like an
Yeah.
actual twist.
Like an actual
It's an actual
twist. There's
twist.
an actual
Like
twist.
it's made my jaw drop.
Yeah, and it ties.
I
in-
need to see this now.
You need to.
Oh.
It is beautiful.
Oh,
It's amazing,
man.
Yeah,
Okay,
it
yeah,
just throws everybody.
And Michael Keaton's portrayal of Vulture.
Yeah,
How is
Michael-
Michael Keaton? in
Michael
that?
Keaton, the amazing
kills
actor
it,
that
man.
he is, he
Props
did
to
really
Michael
well.
Keaton.
He did really well.
Okay, and also, how is Iron Man used? Too
Iron
much
Man?
Iron Man? Not
No,
enough
there was
Iron
actually
Man?
not too much Iron Man at all. Like I feel like every time they used him, they
Well, for
used
me,
him.
it's actually mixed because there are certain shots you've seen on the Spider-Man Homecoming trailer that they did not show in the movie, and that disappointed a lot of people. But at the
Yeah,
same
that's-
time,
It's because
That wasn't a lot.
they put out the trailers before
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
like the final cut
Yeah,
is
but,
whatever.
like,
I mean, if you're gonna go there just to watch Iron Man, you're gonna be disappointed.
Yeah,
It's-
but like
it's not
this is not a Iron Man movie, so why would you do that?
So are there like you said there are like Iron Man scenes in the
just a bit.
is
It's
it
just-
no
it's
but
just-
is it Tony Stark or Iron Man like in the
He's
suit
just,
and doing
just
stuff?
there in brief. Even when you see him, it's not technically him.
Okay.
Like without spoiling it.
Yeah,
it's,
but like, but for the most part, it's
Yeah.
mostly Tony Stark.
yeah.
Cool.
He's there as a father figure.
Yeah, he's like as a mentor.
Yeah.
Like I remember in the Civil War storyline,
Yeah.
he took Spidey under his wing, so like it makes a lot of sense in this
Yeah.
case. How Iron Man is his mentor.
Okay.
Do you have anything else to say before?
Yeah, I mean, my one complaint, I mean, everything else was good. I mean, the other thing also, can we just talk about how hot Aunt May is? Oh my god.
Yeah, do you know what? Something. Do you want to know something about Marissa Tomei?
Yeah?
She's 52 years
I know.
old.
Yeah, I know that.
I'm just like,
Yeah.
I thought she was a lot younger.
Can
Just
she
like,
be
okay,
my
this,
Ant-Man?
yeah, I'm just like, this casting makes a lot more
The
sense.
Lannisters
But like,
approve.
she's like,
You notice how the Aunt Mays just keep getting younger and
Yeah,
younger?
like...
Yeah, just like
I mean,
Spider-Man.
with Spider-Man it makes
or
sense.
Spider-Man?
Well, okay, but with
Whatever.
Spider-Man, but with Spider-Man it made sense. But like for this, like it's like
Yeah, because like both Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield look too old to play high schoolers. Whereas
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tom
Yeah.
Holland, he's 21, but he looks like someone who can pass as a teenager.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah, I saw a thing how when Tobey Maguire started filming, he was like 25, and when Andrew Garfield started filming, he was like 27.
I know.
Yeah, honestly,
Like they were like
Yeah, that's a big
high 20s.
Yeah, that's a
when they were
big complaint I
when they
had with
started
Andrew
filming.
Garfield. Like, if you put on the suit, like Andrew Garfield was an okay, as Spider-Man. Like, if you put on the suit and then you see him moving, that was good. But like, as Peter Parker, there's just something.
Yeah.
Something didn't sit right
Yeah,
with me. When, like, I
they're
saw
good
this-
as Spider-Man, but then
Yeah.
they can't do Peter Parker because they're
Can't do
too old.
You can't.
Yeah.
I think this incarnation of Spider-Man is the closest version that
Yeah.
Stan Lee has invented.
Yes, yes.
Like the
That's
OG
one
version.
reason why I love this.
Like the
so
high
much.
school tone and everything, and
Yeah.
you know, like just everything about this movie,
Mm.
even the cheesy parts,
Yeah.
it didn't feel cheesy.
Yeah.
Like it felt like
It
innocent.
felt like it was part of his character.
Yeah, even like, you know, when he's like proposed to, you know, his girl.
Yeah.
Even that felt innocent.
Yeah.
And especially that Chinese dude, oh my god. he
Oh,
felt-
he was hilarious.
Hey, what are you doing? I'm watching porn.
Just like, just like the best
Just
save, best save.
Just so casually, man.
Just like so-
Watching porn.
So Tom Holland's portrayal of Spider-Man / Peter Parker.
Very, very. I loved it. I'll let you finish because I want to say my own stuff. But like, okay.
I think for me, 9 out of 10. The only criticism I have, I mean, it's not him. He's as an actor, not for him. But I
Yeah.
think for the production cast, some of the things, especially his costume, aesthetically, it did not feel Peter Parker-like. It felt a lot Tony, like Iron Man-ish. If that makes sense.
I understand. I understand you.
I heard because I saw like in a trailer where
Yeah.
it shows like he has his hands and you see like the
Yeah.
inside. He's like
Yeah.
whoa, like heads up display kind of thing.
For me, that
it seems
kind
not
of-
really techno.
Yeah.
That feels like, you know, it kind of
I
feels
understand
like
where you're
cheating.
coming. I understand where you're
It
coming
feels
from.
like cheating.
Yeah, I definitely understand. where
It
you're coming
relates to that thing when we talked about that E3, you know, that Spider-Man game.
from. Yeah.
Where everything was good. Everything was good except for that those quick time events. So for me, this is like the quick time events, that technology
Mm.
aspect.
I understand where you're coming from. Yeah, I understand what you say. Is there anything else you want to say before I?
No, go ahead.
Okay, so me being the huge Spider-Man fan that I am, I got the hat and everything. So, me being a huge Spider-Man fan that I am, walking into this movie,
Yep.
it made me. Not only did it make me feel like a child again, but like
yes.
but I just like, I just loved how good this movie was. Like,
Yep.
like for one, in my opinion, this is the most comic book accurate Spidey we have ever gotten on the big screen. Like, he's in high school. You see him struggling with his double life, as Spider-Man 2 also did. And not to mention that he got both aspects of both sides of his character right. Like, Tom Holland did good as Peter Parker and as Spider-Man.
Yep.
I mean, like, I love Tobey Maguire, but like I feel like he did better as Peter Parker than as Spider-Man. And Andrew Garfield
Was the reverse?
Was the reverse.
Yeah.
But Tom, he nails both. Like with he gets Spidey's characteristics down. Like he's like cracking jokes while fighting villains. Like he can't stop talking, and he's like, and not to mention it's visually appealing as well. And as Peter Parker, you can see that he's awkward and like he's not as alone as I like thought he would be. But like they still pull it off, and I love that. And I also love the homages to like the comics. Like there's this one scene where like when I saw them do that, I'm just like I was like crying a little inside because I'm just like they paid homage to like one of the best Spider-Man stories ever, and I just love that. And also, you know how like in every movie, every Marvel movie, they show the Marvel Studios logo at the beginning.
Oh yeah.
When I saw that for this movie, I knew from the start.
Something special?
Yes, I knew this would be a good movie, and I'm just like, this is gonna be a good movie. I just
We have to talk
Sony
about
needs to
that.
give up the rights,
just
right?
give up the Marvel. I mean, like,
Oh, and how about post-credit scenes? 1, 2, how many?
There's two.
I've watched them. One was very funny. The second one was confusing.
Were the post-credit? How were the post-credit scene like after the mid-credits and then at the very
There's a mid-credit and
There's
there's a
one at
very
the
end.
end
So I have to hold my bladder for the
Yeah.
whole
Yeah,
length
yeah.
of the
Yeah,
credits?
it's a Marvel movie. You always have to do that.
You have to
You know?
be patient.
Yeah.
Okay,
Like,
but
like the
where was it like kind of like the shawarma from the Avengers, or was it like setting up more movies?
the mid-credit scene, I'd say it was setting up for more movies, cause like,
The very last one
no, not the very last one. The very last one that was with
on me.
no, that was the end of the movie.
Oh, the on
I'm
me
talking
is end of the movie, and the one.
The after credits, you're talking about the post-credit scenes. Like, you know, there's like a first post-credit scene
Okay.
where we see, okay, I can't say because it'll be a bit of a spoiler. And then there's the second one where it's at the very end.
So the one with Vulture and then the one with On Me. The one with the Vulture.
No, Aunt May was at the end of
The
the
very
movie.
end,
The
okay.
very end of the movie.
Very end.
After that part, then the credits start rolling.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's 2 post-credit scenes. I gotta hold my bladder for
Yeah.
the whole
Yeah,
length
yeah,
of the
Yeah.
credits.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna let you know the second post-credit scene is actually pretty hilarious.
Okay.
Okay.
I gotta see this. I gotta see this.
You have to see this, man. Yeah. It's pretty
One thing I was wondering, because like John Watts directed this movie.
Yes.
And he I don't know if any of you've seen this, but he also directed a movie called Cop Car.
No, actually.
And it's essentially about like these 2 kids who they like they're horsing around and they see a cop car that's abandoned, so they decide to ride around in it. But it turns out to be owned by this police officer who's involved in some very shady drug-related activities, and there's some stuff in the car, so like he's obviously chasing it down, that sort of thing. And like I'd recommend that all of you watch it.
Was it a good movie?
It was good, and they developed the two boys really well, and so it's interesting how they got him to direct Spider-Man: Homecoming, because like Spider-Man: Homecoming is obviously also about the development of younger child characters.
Yeah.
How are the younger the kids? Like Peter Parker young, or
Yeah,
they're
Peter
like
Younger.
12?
They're like probably like 12 or 13 tops.
Okay. So being said that, I think then John Watts was a very good choice for directing this movie. Then.
Can we just talk about Michael Keaton and his obsession with birds? Like, Batman, then Birdman, and then
Vulture.
That's
Which he
three
did really
birds.
well.
Yeah,
with.
so like just flying animals in general.
Yeah,
Yeah.
flying animals. But still, he was really great as Vulture. I really liked how he was intimidating. First
Yeah,
of all.
yeah.
And not to mention the twist was really good.
The
I
twist.
I really love that.
Costume was really cool.
Yeah, costume was really good. I like how they were able to balance the comic book and realistic
Yeah. It was good
side.
action, good mix of
Yeah,
action.
it was a good mix. Like
Yeah.
you can see, like his wings are teched up. I mean, like in the comics, his suit is basically
Yeah.
tech. Like,
But
it
that's the
doesn't
thing,
look
though.
like it's-
The thing is, a lot of, I mean, this comic knowledge. A lot of people always say, "Oh, it's so comic book accurate," but sometimes they always forget when you want to translate this into the movie experience.
Yeah, it doesn't always work.
It doesn't always work.
Yeah.
So I liked how they modernized the concept.
Yeah.
Like he's not really this like one-dimensional bird guy.
Yeah.
Like he has realistic motivations.
Yeah.
And like a modern-looking costume that.
Yeah,
he
I really like,
makes.
and like they still kept some, like he still
Yeah.
had the feathery.
And it makes
thing in
sense the way he
color.
gets
Yeah.
it. Like all these, like you always wonder in the first Avengers movie, all these like fancy gadgets, where did they go? Well, this is your question. This is your answer.
Yeah, they hoarded them.
It's pretty
yeah.
logical.
Yeah, I
Oh,
really.
he uses Chitauri tech?
Yeah,
And
it's
it's
Chitauri. It's
Chitauri
basically
tech.
That's
Chitauri
cool.
tech.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
So how does he stack up in terms of like Marvel villains in general?
I'd say for me, Kingpin is number one,
Yeah, I can see
and then
why.
I think he's number two.
Yeah, okay.
Oh,
I mean,
really?
like,
Yeah.
hey, if you're gonna
Above
go-
Loki.
Yeah,
Loki, Loki or him.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's like-
I forgot
okay,
about
'cause, like-
Loki. I can't believe I forgot about Loki.
Okay, to be honest, like in this movie, the stakes aren't as high as like in a previous films. Like like in previous films, like the stakes are pretty high.
Like in Age of Ultron, where they're gonna like
Yeah.
destroy
Oh,
the
Stage
city.
of
Yeah.
Ultron,
Oh,
or
God.
like in what other movies? Like in Winter Soldier, the stakes were pretty high.
That was
really
Winter
good.
Soldier's really good.
Yeah, Winter Soldier was really good. But this, it's not really, the stakes aren't really that high, but like it's still amazing how they're
Well, that shows
able to
you.
invest us
That
in-
shows you the strength of Marvel.
Mm.
This is telling the world that, well, to make a good villain, you don't need the stakes to be that high.
Yeah.
You can be just an average Joe guy with some average motivation and
Yeah.
can still be an intimidating villain.
Yeah, it's like he says at the beginning of the film, the world is changing in time
Yeah.
we change too. And like
Yeah.
it just Michael Keaton was a really good Vulture, and I'm really happy that they went with the Vulture as one of his first villains, because like in the comics he was like actually the second villain Spidey ever faced. So I'm just really happy they went with this. And to talk about your criticism about the tech suit, I see why you don't like. I understand why you don't like that, but like also like one in the newer comics they actually teched up his suit, and that's like that I actually don't mind.
Okay.
Even though there were some parts they went over with, but like as like with the teched up suit I actually don't mind that. And also with Iron Man being his mentor and whatnot, like you'd expect some tech to come from this. Okay. Especially like the Iron Spider?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, with the Iron Spider, like that suit was pretty teched up too. But like
Wait, you're talking about the one from the Civil War?
yeah, the
The 20. Okay.
Yeah,
Where
yeah,
he has the legs at the back.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
the 29
yeah. So
minute
like,
version,
yeah, so like, the teched up suit. Honestly, it made sense to me because like that. Okay, I probably should read a lot more newer Spider-Man comics.
Yeah, man. How many comics do you read for Spider-Man?
Like, I actually haven't read a lot of Spider-Man comics. I'm more of an old school fan. So
Okay.
but the teched up suit is like one of the aspects of the newer comics that I actually don't mind. So like, I think it makes sense.
Yeah. We also have to talk about Donald Glover. I honestly thought he was Miles Morales. Like.
He's not even. He's the uncle of Miles Morales.
Oh, really?
No,
Okay.
because like Aaron Davis, he's the in the Ultimate Comics.
Yeah.
Aaron Davis is the uncle of Miles Morales.
Okay.
And like if you look at like okay, this might be a bit of a spoiler, but like okay, when they're like identifying
Yeah.
the his character Aaron Davis, you'll see it at the corner. It says alias the Prowler, and like that's like he's like a thief
Bad guy.
basically.
Thief.
He's not a bad guy. He's like a.
I've heard that name before. I think they used them in the Spider-Man animated series in the 90s.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
1994.
They did. Yes, they did. Yeah, so like he's not a bad guy. He's like he's a criminal, but he's not a bad guy. Like so like.
I think it's kind of. I mean, I don't know if they're gonna use the whole Miles Morales thing in the MCU, but if they are, I think it'd be kind of odd to cast Donald Glover simply because like he's still in his 30s.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. So, but like that's why they said they even okay. This isn't really a spoiler, but he actually references saying I have a nephew. So like, so that's a tease to Miles Morales.
So there's
right
like
there.
an Easter egg.
That's an
kind of
Easter egg to
thing.
Miles Morales, basically. Yeah. So like.
Well, technically, if Sony's an idiot and they want to make their own Spider-Man movie, it's
They want to make a
because-
Spider-Man cinematic universe.
Yeah.
No, they're still making Spider-Man spin-off. They're making Venom.
Yeah,
and they're making
a
like,
Black
Black Hat and Silver Sable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Black Hat and
So-
Silver Sable movie.
So
yeah.
if they go
So-
that route, then maybe MCU can keep Miles Morales since they.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like the thing is though, if Sony is making their own
I
standalone
don't know how
movies,
they're gonna explain that. That's
yeah, because one, I don't know how they can explain that, and two, I wonder if it actually gives hope that these characters appear in future Spider-Man movies. Because I really, really want to see Venom in a future Spider-Man movie. I mean, not as a standalone film, but in a Spider-Man movie where you see Spider-Man and Venom clashing with each other and whatnot. I really want to see that, and not to mention, I don't know. I honestly don't know if they're gonna reference Spidey in the Venom solo film. So I honestly don't know.
Yeah.
So, anyways.